4 mistakes Triple H has already made in 2025. Triple H is WWE's Chief Content Officer. When Triple H assumed creative control in the summer of 2022, WWE programming changed for the better as the game listened to fans. His emphasis on pushing underutilized talent and long-term storytelling sat well with the wrestling world. The year 2024 was an immensely successful 12-month period for the Stamford-based promotion. This year also started with a bang as Raw moved to Netflix and John Cena's retirement tour began. Although we are a little over 40 days into the year, Triple H has already made some mistakes. Here's a look at 4 of them. 4. Triple H has struggled to book good 3-hour SmackDowns. Beginning January 3, WWE began airing 3-hour SmackDowns. The first episode was a banger, featuring Tiffany Stratton's long-awaited cash-in on Nia Jax to win the WWE Women's title. However, beyond the first episode, SmackDown has been pretty underwhelming and lackluster. The roster is incredibly thin, especially after prominent names like AJ Styles and Logan Paul's departure. Damian Priest and Drew McIntyre have moved to the blue brand, but the star power deficit remains. Randy Orton has been missing from the fold. Hence, the lack of credible names has hurt the drawing power and overall quality of the show. Secondly, 3 hours should have allowed Triple H to give more screen time to underutilized superstars, but that hasn't come to fruition. For example, Shinsuke Nakamura, Andrade, and Carmelo Hayes have not featured prominently despite the extended runtime. The new format should have allowed WWE to push a wider range of talent, but that hasn't happened yet. 3. Rerunning old rivalries has been a controversial creative decision. On the SmackDown after Royal Rumble 2025, Solo Sikoa returned to deliver a Samoan spike to Cody Rhodes, standing tall over the fallen, undisputed WWE champion. The problem was that Triple H had moved on from the feud several months ago. The feud reached its climax when Rhodes defeated Sikoa inside a steel cage on SmackDown in September. The American Nightmare had also teamed with Roman Reigns to take down Sikoa and Jacob Fatu at Bad Blood. The Rhodes-Sikoa saga has lost much of its steam, making it pretty predictable. The creative team could have easily replaced Sikoa with Jacob Fatu, or could have gone with a fresh name like Andrade or Carmelo Hayes. Meanwhile, WWE is rerunning Kevin Owens vs. Sami Zayn. The feud is likely to culminate in a match at WrestleMania 41. Zayn had an ongoing angle with Seth freaking Rollins, and Randy Orton has unfinished business with KO. Instead, Triple H pushed both angles away to give fans another program between the former friends. 2. Writing Roman Reigns off television. During the men's Royal Rumble match, CM Punk simultaneously tossed out Roman Reigns and Seth freaking Rollins. An angered Rollins lashed out at Reigns with a brutal assault, driving the undisputed Tribal Chief's skull at ringside and onto the steel steps. The OG Bloodline leader was stunned and has not been seen since the assault. As one of WWE's biggest stars, Reigns adds much value and star power to the product. His absence has slightly derailed the energy on the road to WrestleMania 41. WWE's decision to keep him out of the men's Elimination Chamber match is understandable, because it saves Reigns from a pinfall loss. However, putting him in the 6-man field would have elevated the star power of the match and added a great deal of unpredictability. Secondly, taking a pinfall would have added to the struggles he has faced in the last several months. Reigns' babyface arc needs to have more vulnerability to allow for storytelling and competition. Number 1. Triple H has failed to generate hype following the Royal Rumble last year. WWE fever was sky high on the road to WrestleMania. While fans were the initial driving force, Triple H nailed the build with The Rock's heel turn and Cody Rhodes' emotional pursuit. This year, the hype has seemingly died following the Royal Rumble PLT. There was little interest in seeing Charlotte Flair win the Women's Rumble, and Jey Uso's surprise win aroused much debate on social media. While main event, Jey Uso's popularity cannot be questioned, Gunther has already faced him multiple times. Hence, there was little freshness in his selection. Furthermore, the possibility of stars such as John Cena, Roman Reigns and Randy Orton not featuring in the world title picture has also added to the dwindling interest. What's more, is that the card is up in the air, and this has impacted the build negatively. Fans are convinced that Cena will win the chamber match, but the Intercontinental and the US title scenes do not have a clear direction. Furthermore, top names like Drew McIntyre, CM Punk, and Seth freaking Rollins still lack a definitive direction ahead of the show of shows. Triple H will likely remedy this problem soon, but a few teases should have been dropped.